All right, we're going to take a look at escape sequences and escape characters. Now, basically what this is, there are certain times where it's hard to put in quotes what we actually want it to print. And sometimes we need to basically put some code into our string rather than the literal text. One example of that is \quote. And you might wonder why we would need to do that. Why can't I just put a quote in my quote? Well, if you think about the way that Java's reading this, so system.out.println hello world, whenever it prints this, it knows that the text is starting because of this quote, and it knows it's ending because of this other quote. Well, what happens if I shove another quote in here? Well, now it goes, oh no, this is where your text ends, and all of this must be some other sort of command. Well, it's not. That's not what I meant for it to do. But to tell it to ignore that and just treat it as text, I do \quote. I use this escape character. So let me put a semicolon here and just see what that runs. So now it's actually printed that quotation mark. Some other common escape characters that we'll use is \T, that is a tab. It's like pressing the tab key on your keyboard that it indents. Okay, \N does a new line. Okay, so it goes ahead and goes to the next line, even without doing println or doing a whole separate line. So that's common where sometimes we'll just want to put a page break, or sorry, a line break in there. So we do \N for a new line. And if you actually wanted to print a backslash, you have to use \\, because otherwise it thinks you're trying to do something fancy with escape characters. So let's take a look at this one right here. Let me comment this out. So I print quote, hello, tab, world. So quote, hello, tab, world, quote, and then \N does a new line. It brings us down to this next line here. How are you? Okay. So this is just showing off all of our different escape characters that we've learned. Another thing that you can do is you can use escape sequences. I've got one right here, and you'll notice what it printed out. Pi. Well, the thing is, there's all sorts of characters that we use. There's some that are commonly used in English. There's some that are commonly used in math. There are some that are commonly used in Arabic. Okay, we need something to give us access to all of those where maybe we may not have all of those on our computer. So Unicode gives you a code to put in to access a certain character. This is actually the same system we use to send emojis to each other. We aren't actually sending a picture. We're sending this code, and then our device uses that code, looks at all of its pictures, and picks the right one. That's why pictures look a little different on iPhone and Android and Facebook and whatever else, because they're using the same Unicode, but they're using a slightly different picture to match that Unicode. We're not going to print emojis in Java. It doesn't work for that, but we can pretty much access all sorts of characters to print if we need to. There's little charts that you can look at. I've posted some in the notes. But so these are all the different characters that we can print using escape sequences in Java.